Somewhere I feel it in my soul. Yeah. One chance is everything we've waited for. It's our time, so let me take it home and knock it out of this world.
All right, so we're continuing our build-up to the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Today we're tracking the latest action from the official warm-up games. As we look back at Wednesday's lone encounter where Oman got to 154 for 3 from their 20 overs before their game against Afghanistan was abandoned due to rain. Well, the co-host, the West Indies, will join the action when the teams continue their preparation on Thursday, tackling Australia in their lone warm-up encounter, slated to be contested at the Queen's Park Oval in Trinidad and Tobago. The Aussies, in the meantime, defeated Namibia by 7 wickets in their first warm-up match in Port of Spain on Tuesday. Australia, who are currently without 6 players from their 15-man squad and had to feature members of their backroom staff in the field, chased 120 in 10 overs, with David Warner smashing an unbeaten 21-ball 54 to steer them home at 123 for 3. Well, let's start by the backroom staff stepping in.
I wonder who those were and how good they were.
Well,
but of course,
they were good.
Well, good enough to beat Namibia. But Australia has a strong culture for cricket, and we all know that they're a strong tournament team. No team has won more ICC titles than the Australians have. So they will go into this tournament with a lot of confidence. A lot of their players coming out of the IPL as well, and as you just mentioned, 6 of their players were unavailable for their fixture against Namibia, and only 9 of their players available, so they had to beef it up with some of the backroom staff. But Namibia wouldn't have troubled the Aussies too much, and you know, I think they are going in as one of the favourites, and yesterday's results illustrates that they are a solid team.
Let's take a look at the squad, Lance. We have Mitchell Marsh as the captain, Ashton Agar, Pat Cummins, Tim David, Nathan Ellis, Cameron Green, Josh Hazelwood, Travis Head, Josh English, Glenn Maxwell, Mitchell Stark, Marcus Stoinis, Matthew Wade as the wicketkeeper, David Warner and Adam Zampa. Well, that team is just full of match winners, Lance, and of course I'm calling out the names and I started to stutter because I'm wondering, you know, how, I mean, an Australian team without their key players, 6 players were missing, able to of course defeat Namibia. You said they're not a threat, but still, look at this team on paper, Lance. You love the Aussies.
Very, very strong. We know that Glenn Maxwell on his best day can take any bowling attack apart. Mitchell Marsh, one of the most outstanding all-rounders in white ball cricket. Josh Hazelwood, to me, is one of the best fast bowlers in the world, regardless of red ball or white ball. Adam Zampa is a vastly improved leg spinner, a lot more potent now than he was 5 or 6 years ago. Remember seeing him in his earlier years playing in the CPL and so on. Matthew Wade, Mitchell Stark didn't have a good IPL before the crunch time performances because he was pretty expensive earlier on. But if he gets the ball swinging, he can be a danger. So this Australian team is strong. Cameron Green had some English county cricket action in the past few months as well. David Warner is about to bid farewell to international cricket. He has already retired from Test cricket. But this is a very solid Australian team, and there is no team that will go into a fixture against Australia in T20 and not have high respect for them, because I think along with India, they are logical favourites for the tournament. I'm not sure if they will or can win, but they have to be respected.
Yeah, of course, along with India and the West Indies, just to correct you, they are one of the major favourites to win this T20 World Cup. Just clearing the air. All right, well, West Indies, they are 4th in the rankings, Lance, and you know that, of course, it supports the idea that West Indies has been in an upward trajectory. They've been improving, just winning their matches against South Africa recently. And of course, the individual performances has ensured that a lot of our players have, you know, climbed the rankings as well.
Yeah, the fact is that over the past year and a half, the West Indies have produced a flurry of series wins, and that impacted the world rankings. They're now up to number 4 in the T20 rankings. I can't remember, certainly in recent memory, the West Indies being so highly ranked in any format of cricket,
Yeah.
T20, 50-over cricket or Test cricket. So this is a good look on the eve of the start of the T20 World Cup for this West Indies team. And they have earned it, to be honest. They have played really, really well in the past year or so. And they are a team, we just, lavish praise on the Aussies and how many match winners they have. But the West Indies have match winners in their setup as well. And it's a matter of the team applying themselves and doing what they are capable of. I agree with you that they are one of the favourites for the tournament. I still think India and Australia are the main favourites for the tournament, but I think the West Indies is a team that has to be respected here. And based on their form, if the West Indies win the T20 World Cup, it could not be considered as a huge surprise.
Yeah, of course, they've won the World Cup in 2012 and, of course, 2016. And many of the West Indian fans will be hoping that they can make it 3. Lance, they have their first practice match against Australia. How do you see that one going?
Well, the first thing is that this will be open to spectators, I think. Pretty much all of the warm-up matches being played in Trinidad and Tobago were played behind closed doors. But the Australia-West Indies match tomorrow will be open to spectators and so on. And I think everyone will look keenly at it because, as we've been saying in the last couple of minutes, that Australia and West Indies are among the favoured teams for the tournament. And I know that they wouldn't want to show all of their cards coming into this game. The West Indies players who were in IPL may have, joined up with the team now, but I'm not sure if they would play because they would obviously need a bit of a break before their opening game, which is expected to be an easy one against Papua New Guinea. But I think it's a match that everyone will look forward to, given the strength of the two teams.
Yes.
But I don't think from a strategy standpoint or an output standpoint that either team will be going all guns blazing here. It's a matter of them getting their players to play the roles that they want them to play, and obviously looking for a result. No one wants to lose a warm-up match, so I think they will both go into this game looking for a victory. But I don't think the result will be 100%. Based on what the coaches are looking for from their teams, I don't think it will be the biggest priority in this T20 warm-up game on Thursday.
Yeah, roles definitely important, and I'll be following it keenly just to see how our players, of course, get the job done. Now, 4 other games are set to be played tomorrow, with Scotland facing Uganda, Nepal taking on the USA, Namibia tackling Papua New Guinea, and the Netherlands going up against Canada. So these matches as well, Lance, will be taking place tomorrow. I'll be glued into the Papua New Guinea match because I want to see what they're coming for against the West Indies.
Yeah, they're underdogs for sure. Don't expect them to trouble the West Indies at all. There's news that the Netherlands-Canada game has been postponed, so that match scheduled for Texas, I think,
Okay.
is not going to be played in Dallas. So we'll see the other games that are on. But I guess you're right. As a West Indies fan, people will be looking on to Papua New Guinea to see what they have in store in their game, because most people expect the West Indies to run by them on their opening fixture on the weekend.
Lance, we're on home stretch now, This is it.
Yeah, but the West Indies team is ready.
We're ready.
Yeah, and whenever you listen to the coaching staff and you listen to Darren Sammy, there's a kind of energy that you're getting from the camp that builds confidence. And Darren Sammy said on this very show a few months ago that he thinks this is as talented a team than as the teams that had won in 2012 and 2016. And he has constantly spoken about the confidence. He says when the team gets together and the body language, he says the players walk with their heads high and their shoulders erect, and they have this swag about them.
Ooh.
And of course, you know that in sport, confidence goes a very, very long way. So if there's self-belief there, I think Darren Sammy has 80% of his plans in place, and it's for the team to deliver. I think this is going to be an excellent T20 World Cup.
He himself, a 2-time World Cup winner.
Yeah. But he knows what it is to win as a captain, And from the evidence that we've seen so far, he's been able to transmit that kind of energy to the team from a coaching perspective. And you have to remember, too, that some of the players in the current squad are players who played with him as well. So there is that kind of bond that he carries. And even the players that he didn't play with, he does appear to be the kind of hands-on coach where he keeps close to the players. And I think it engenders a lot of confidence from the players in their coach. So I think from a relationship standpoint, I think Darren Sammy has done excellently with this group. And it's for them now to deliver.
One of the things that has been on my mind is a lot of these countries have, of course, employed a couple West Indian coaches as bowling coach and everything. I saw a video early this morning with former West Indies coach Phil Simmons telling his team that, when they get to the Caribbean, well, Trinidad, he wants them to try iguana, which is a type of wild meat that a lot of Trinis like. I've never tasted it, but all that to say, these teams also has been so strategic, getting these West Indies players that know the conditions to, of course, be a part of their team. Bravo with Bangladesh. So to me, it's like,
Pollard is with England.
I can see all the tricks up their sleeve, but, it's going to come down, of course. These players will have to do what is necessary for their team. But I just think it's such a smart move on these other teams.
Yeah, and you know what? Not a lot of people are talking about England because their current form in white ball cricket is not the best. But England have been T20 World Champions before, and I think on the strength of their roster is a team that also has a shout in this tournament. And you correctly pointed out, Karen Pollard is a part of their consultancy from a coaching perspective, and there is the expectation that they will benefit from Karen Pollard's know-how with the Caribbean conditions, and let's see how it benefits them. But this is a pretty wide open T20 World Cup. I've always said on this show that no matter what the ICC tournament is, I think that India are the safest bet because they are match winners. But I was making the point yesterday off air that since the start of IPL cricket in 2008, India has never won the T20 World Cup.
So what are you trying to say?
I'm suggesting.
What's the point?
I think that is a disappointing statement for them, given the fact that they are the home of T20 cricket, and there's no T20 tournament in the world like the IPL. And the fact that since the start of the IPL, India has not won the T20 World Cup is a significant statement. And I think they would want to change that because there are so many match winners. Fazir said on the show yesterday, and I agreed with him, that there are Indian players who can't make their 11, who would make every other 11 in world cricket.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. I don't think we can dispute that. So I think India has the tools to win the tournament. It's just that their tournament form hasn't been as consistent as their fans would want it to be. So there may be some doubt based on that track record coming into this T20 World Cup tournament. But I think India, based on their roster, are favourites to win the tournament. Australia, based on their tournament acumen, are also a good bet. And I think the West Indies, based on their power and know-how in the conditions, are also strong contenders. But England are also a team not to underestimate.
I need to correct you because you just said India, the home of T20 cricket, and I just want to let you know that, that probably used to be, your numbers speak for themselves because they have not won the T20 World Cup since. Now, the home of T20 cricket belongs to the Caribbean. We also have the Caribbean Premier League lands. And
also, I think the CPL is bigger than the IPL?
I did not say that.
You're inferring that.
You just said, based on your numbers and, of course, your expertise, that, India has not won a World Cup since the IPL. We have the CPL, and that just means that we are the home of T20 cricket. We have all the hard hitters. When you think about the players that has passed through our system, Lance, I think that speaks for itself. And I'm not going to give him the last say. I'm going to go to a break.
Cause the victory is inside me, I tell you they step on my mind. I could a million times them decline way, but we still go and climb to the top. This moment is all that I've been dreaming of. Somewhere I feel it in my soul. One chance is everything. our time, so let me